Hey everybody, this is Z, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. And if you remember in the last episode, I said I would mention something. How is sleeping in the Thunder Plains with lightning striking everywhere around you help you get over your fear? How? That doesn't make any sense. If I'm afraid of something, I'm not gonna sleep around billions of it. Like, personally, I'm creeped out by midgets.
The Calmlands.
I'm not gonna sleep in a pile of midgets.
Used to cross these plains. Their
I will not sleep with a midget or with a pile of midgets. It's just kind of
no different.
Ah!
But the Calmlands we knew have changed.
I know it's weird, but you guys have to think. I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3". If you're under 4'10" and can get a handicap tag for being short?
Well, I have 100 open air credits.
Grow!
Open air what?
I want to put you on like a stretcher and just pull! Just grow! God! And this right here creeps me out even more. The Calmlands. This used to be a holy place, a sacred place where the summoners would go to fight sin. It has all the memories of all the former summoners who died fighting sin and the great chasm behind it. And you turn it into a fucking theme park! Do you have no respect for history? Do you have no respect for what's taken place thousands of years before you? Really? This is betrayal. It really is. This is just something that has always creeped me out about this game and always annoyed me about this game, other than the partial nudity by Riku. This has always done that. It's the same thing with Xanax. Okay, and this is the thing that really pisses me off. We have to do publicity for a Calmlands theme park to get them to get more visitors. And then because one lonely sap is so goddamn desperate, he's having his father ask a random 19-year-old girl to walk around Spira to try to get him a date. That's not normal. That really is not normal. Who the hell does that? Who the hell would walk up to their dad and say, "Dad, I'm so alone, I can't get a girlfriend. Can you find this random hot chick to try to find me a girlfriend? But not the hot chick herself, I don't want her." Who would do that? Ay, carajo, pendejos. Alright, now we go to Bavel, which... Bavel I can understand. This does not piss me off. Because if you remember, Bavel was the holy place, the church and all that stuff, the first game.
Bavel remains at the heart of Spira, even today. It's also the place where I was born.
Bavel, it's...
I suppose that makes it my hometown, but I can't say that I...
Yeah, your memories in Bavel. Let's see. You stayed there till you were 7. Your father killed himself to save the world, and you were 7. You were crying on a bridge, and then a giant goat man with a snapped-off horn told you he was there because your father told him to find you. Now, saying the story that way sounds kind of creepy. And then the guy takes you to a very small island with very little people and says, "This is where you're gonna stay." And Yuna begs the guy to stay with her. I am pissing off a lot of fanboys, aren't I? I will stop, because I do like Final Fantasy X.
Oh, the High Summoner. I see you finally decided to
Why would I do that?
New Yevon. You do us much honor, my lady. Lord Braska, may he rest.
Actually, Lord Braska would shove his staff up your ass, what you guys have been
I
doing.
will summon the Praetor immediately. I beg your leave.
Pushy, isn't he?
Okay, first thing I want to know, where does one get a scarf that goes down from your neck, wrapped around your neck, and goes down to your shins?
Hey, what's the
Can
matter,
anybody
you?
tell me that?
Well, you You see, there was this
'Cause that seems
arrangement,
very,
with the
very
chairman
bad.
of New Yevon. I turned the offer down, but I thought it'd be kind of awkward.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You're probably right.
Yuna,
Let's go.
you're supposed to marry the new
Oh.
praetor of New Yevon. So you pretty much ditched him at the altar. And ran away. And then you come back. Yuna's a cock tease.
A pleasure, Lady Yuna. I am Baralai, praetor of New Yevon.
So, you're the chairman's son?
Ah, as it happens, the chairman has recently resigned.
Okay, good.
As did
Yuna's
his
not
son, the
supposed to
praetor.
marry this twat.
They were trying to take too much power. We had to ask them to leave. Now the younger members run the party, by mutual consensus, of course.
I'm sorry.
And Yuna's really happy because she doesn't have
So
to
you
meet
see,
that
Lady
guy
Yuna,
again.
It is not I that was meant to marry the High Summoner.
My.
Not that we wouldn't appreciate your support. On the contrary,
Of course
we'd
New
be
Yevon
most
wants Yuna to join. She's the
I
frickin'
understand
High
your
Summoner.
feelings toward Yevon are mixed,
Why wouldn't you want her to join?
but I would hope that you
But
could
if
put
you
that
remember
aside
from
and
Final
join our
Fantasy
cause.
X, Yuna
The
cast
world is
off her
changing,
false hope. She
and there are
cast
many
off
who
all
are
that
finding
stuff.
it difficult to keep up. New Yevon wishes to help those who feel lost in the winds of change.
Oh dear God, Yevon's becoming a
If you'll
cult.
excuse me, there are matters which require my attention. Oh, and should you come across any spheres of Spear's past, please do let us know.
That is a kick to the nads. They're sphere hunters searching for spheres. So if we find any spheres, give them to New Yevon.
Pain?
I think I've heard enough. What now?
I love how Pain just brushed it off and pretty much says, fuck this, let's go. I don't want to be here. There is a reason for that, which we find out later. I'm not going to spoil that because it's freaking hilarious when they finally reveal it. And, yeah. Now, because this game feels like being a dick to us, we have to run all the way back. There is no instant travel back to the airship. There's no instant travel back to it. There's no save point anywhere nearby. We have to walk all the way back on this slow, long ramp to finally reach the save sphere where we can board our bloody airship. That's just great. It really is. Yeah. But yeah, that actually is an important point. Yuna does not jump at the bite to join New Yevon. There's a reason why. And now we're heading to a place that Yuna may not like very much.
Can you guess where this is?
Remember, the last time she was
It's
here,
Kilika Port.
she had to perform a sending for those who recently died by sin.
The Youth League helped rebuild it. Now it's a bustling
I
town.
do have to agree, they rebuilt Kilika pretty good.
At the time, everyone was grateful, but lately, well,
Well,
there
duh.
have been signs of trouble. It seems that tension is building between the Youth League
Here's what I
and
don't get.
Yevon.
Kilika's pretty much controlled by New Yevon because the temple is up there on the mountain. The Youth League helped rebuild the town, and they're at war with the New Yevon. Why wouldn't New Yevon build the town to get more supporters? That doesn't make sense to me why that would happen. I mean, New Yevon wants the supporters. New Yevon wants all this help, wants all this backing to stop the Youth League and to get all the spheres past themselves. So why in the right mind would they not volunteer to help rebuild Kilika? I mean, is it just because they're old priests and they don't know how to swing a hammer? I mean, I'm pretty sure just the offer would make them all jump at the bit and join. And what I'm doing here is I'm running around like an idiot because I'm looking for something and I can't remember where it is. You don't have to do this, it's just something that you can do. Like, I actually don't do it the entire time. It nets you a garment grid in Act 5, Chapter 5, but I keep forgetting, so I'm just pretty much saying screw it after I think Chapter 3. And all you really do is just look at that boat out there. And I will continue to run around like an idiot because I do look at it once. So I will look like an idiot till I find it. And I keep looking like an idiot. It's a great way to take up part of an episode, folks. Me running around like a jackass trying to find something that I have no idea where it is. And it's not even necessary to find to begin with. But this part is necessary.
Donna!
My, my, my. Fine, have it your way.
Donna!
Go on, leave.
Donna!
What the hell was that, Bartello? My god. We gotta walk in here, we gotta talk to Donna. We gotta deal with all of that stuff.
Well, look who we have here.
No, it's not. You were a bitch to us every day. We saw you in the other game.
Well, nothing out of the ordinary. I am with the Youth League.
Okay, so wait.
And he's with
Because
me.
you're in the Youth League, he's in New Yevon. You two are not
It
fighting.
makes
The
living
two groups
together
are, but you're
rather
not.
difficult.
Therefore, you can't live with the guy because of that.
You've been together so long.
To each his own.
I always tell everybody in life,
Butt out.
religion should never make or break a relationship. No matter what. I don't care if one person's a hardcore Catholic, a hardcore Christian, and the other person's a hardcore Muslim. Those two groups can't stand each other. It's a point of reference here. If you really care about the person, religion comes secondary. I mean, nothing can overcome. This is going to sound really corny, especially coming from a guy, but nothing can really overcome the true power of love. I mean, if she really loved Bartello, which obviously Bartello still loves her, then religion should not be the problem. Yeah, they have to be on different sides when the two factions went to war, or they both could just sit out and support their own groups independently. They don't have to completely break up over a stupid group that literally, we learn, has no point whatsoever, and there's really no basis because they're both corrupt and completely in turmoil. What's the point? I mean, she's risking a relationship that she has literally had for years on end. Because you remember in Final Fantasy X, they were already together before they started the journey. She was a summoner for a few years. And Bartello's always been her only guardian. And it's been 2 years since. That at least makes it 5 or 6 years they've been together. And they're leaving. She's dumping his ass because he's going on the side that he's always followed his entire life. That's just wrong. That really is. But that's what Final Fantasy's trying to teach you, I guess. Run around in skankly cat clothes and break up with your lover because they are a different religion or something? I don't know. I'm not really gonna get into that. That actually bothers me and annoys me a lot. That really upsets me because I've seen that happen too many times in life. I've seen that actually cause a breakup when two people disagree on something petty like that. It's just really petty. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going to show off the publicity and the marketing for this chapter because it is literally the exact same thing in chapters 2, 3, and 5. You only need 400 points, and I believe you get 270 per chapter by the end of chapter 5, which I'm pretty sure I hit. I don't even think I do it at all in chapter 3, but I know I do it in chapter 4. I do it in chapter 3. I just cut half of it out. I should have enough to do it. I'm pretty sure. If I missed any, I'll just come back later in another save state or something and do it. But because this this is just boring to do. I don't really even talk to them. I just click a different button than talking to them and think, hey, you want to have fun at this Argent Inc., which is run by an old hag who can barely walk? And yes, you can even ask the guys if they want to marry a guy. I mean, of course, the game does not go that badly. The game is not that open. It will not ever openly state gays in this game. Even though there were some rumors about Luzu and Gatsa, but I don't believe them. I just think they were warriors in a war together, and they were just fought together because of the dedication they had towards each other. But you never really know. I mean, maybe there's one guy in the world of Final Fantasy X that wants to marry a a rich, unemployed guy who lives with his father and is depressed because he's never had a date in his entire life and wonders what his life will become when he finally gets one and da-da-da-da. But you never know. This matchmaking thing, it's just busy work, really. I mean, a lot of the stuff for 100% is really just busy work and doesn't say much story. But once you get to Chapter 5, however, it's all story. It's busy work with story implements into it. And they all have a purpose. And it's frickin' hard. There are certain parts that I'm not going to show on screen just because there's a 100-level dungeon that'll take about 4 to 5 hours for me to fully beat. I'll show you the boss fights and the room preceding the boss fight. But that's pretty much it for that dungeon. That should be just one episode in itself. I may show the first 20 floors or something because they're really short. And then I'll show like floor 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. Where the bosses are, and maybe one floor for each of them, just so you guys can see what I'm doing, what kind of monsters I fight in each section and stuff like that. Because the monsters do change based on the level you're on. Which is a good thing. It actually creates challenge. And I have no idea why I did not do this when I was just here a minute ago. But I apparently am just kind of stupid about that. Because, again, I am stating this again, I do follow a walkthrough for the 100% guide to make it in one run. And this part I use a different guide, it's a publicity guide, specifically for the publicity. And I just used that, and it said to go to Besaid first. That's why I went to Besaid first. Now, I don't think I'm going to show you everything for Chapter 1, just because it's the same thing, just running around, hitting square on random people, till eventually you find one that you can hit with, and then hit the right option, and there you go. Now, sometimes you get in a situation like the way I'm standing right now. Am I talking to the guy or am I talking to the girl? Because they're right next to each other and you're standing in between, staring out into space. Like a complete dolt. But, then again, that is Yuna, and she tends to do that quite often, actually, in this game. Yuna may be schizophrenic because she talks to herself. She just randomly into space. And she tends to not hear Luviku and Pain are standing next to her yelling at her. Yuna may be crazy. But then again, she lost the one person she truly loves. Those kids just jumped off of a roof. And she's spending... Honestly, she's spending the entirety of this game searching for that one person that she loves. This story is actually more in-depth than Final Fantasy X was in terms of, oh, Titus is a prepubescent boy who just wants to get laid and really loves Yuna. No. This game is... Yuna has conquered the greatest evil in the world. Twice, actually. She beat Seymour, who would control sin, and then sin itself. And now, she's searching for the one she lost. She's taken the opposite approach from Donna, because Titus was not religious in any sense. He didn't know what Yevon was, or who Yevon was. And he still fought by Yuna's side to the very end. He still sacrificed his life for Yuna. And in the end, she wants him back. She wants to see Titus. She wants to spend her life with Titus. But I'm actually going to call it off for this episode. This episode I really have no cliffhanger for because it was mostly just romantic comedy hour with EZ today. And yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, like it or subscribe it. I don't usually ask for that in videos, but I figured I have extra time to kill. And see you all next time on Final Fantasy X-2.